The Wiggles had been shopping and were beginning to put the groceries away when the post lady arrived. "Lots of letters today," she smiled, handing over a big bundle. Murray thanked her. "I'll just have a few grapes," smiled Anthony as he put the fruit in the fruit bowl. "And a banana, too. Then we can have a cold drink while we read our letters." The four friends sat at the table and sipped iced water as they opened their mail. Suddenly, Sam gave a whoop of delight. Jeff, who had nodded off, awoke with a start. "What is it? What's happened? What's wrong?" he asked in alarm. Sam laughed. "Nothing's wrong, my sleepy friend," he smiled. "We've been invited to sing and play at a concert, and they want Dorothy the dinosaur, Captain Feathersword, Wags the dog, and Henry the octopus as well." Murray looked puzzled. "That's very nice, Sam," he said. "I always enjoy playing my guitar and singing and dancing at concerts, but it is what we do after all." "Just a minute," interrupted Anthony before Sam could explain further. "I've got a feeling that this concert has something different about it. Am I right, Sam?" Sam nodded and showed the letter to the others. Murray picked it up and read it aloud. "The Wiggles and their friends are invited to perform at a concert to be held in Central Park, New York." "Wow," laughed Anthony. "Central Park, New York? There'll be room for lots of people to come and watch. And there'll be room for everyone to sing and dance along," added Murray. "We can sing our New York songs," Sam reminded them. "The ones about the New York firefighters and Central Park." Anthony looked doubtful. "That won't be enough for a whole concert. We'll have to sing more than that." The others reassured him. "Of course we will. We'll sing some new songs and some old favorites." "Let's tell the others," said Murray. Dorothy, Captain Feathersword, Wags, and Henry were as excited as the Wiggles. "I can say hello to the dogs of New York," barked Wags. The date for the concert soon came around. The Wiggles and Dorothy stepped off the plane that had brought them all the way from Australia. "I know we've been to New York before," smiled Sam as they drove through the busy city, "but singing and dancing in Central Park is really special." "I hope Captain Feathersword and Wags have arrived safely on the good ship Feathersword," said Murray. "And Henry," added Jeff. "He was going to swim." When the friends arrived in Central Park, the captain and Henry were already there. "We've berthed in the East River," they explained, "right under the Brooklyn Bridge." "We caught a New York yellow cab to Central Park," added Henry. "I don't think the driver had ever had an octopus in his cab before. He was worried I'd drip water all through it." "Where's Wags?" asked Dorothy. Captain Feathersword laughed. "As soon as we came ashore, he was off to Central Park to see if he could find some doggy friends." The Wiggles and their friends began to set up the stage, tune their instruments, and run through a few songs. "I hope Wags won't be late for the show," thought Anthony. Just then, a New York police officer strode up to the stage. "Is this your dog?" he asked. Wags was right behind him, looking rather embarrassed. "He was running around the park," the police officer continued, "and he seemed to be lost. Luckily, someone told me he was with the Wiggles. Otherwise, I'd have called the dog catcher. I was playing with some other dogs, but when their owners called them, I didn't know where I was," nodded Wags. "Then the kind officer found me, and here I am." "Thank you for looking after Wags," said Anthony. "We were getting a little worried about him. The show is almost due to start. Would you like to stay?" The officer smiled. "I certainly would," he replied. "Look, here comes the audience. I can help them find somewhere to sit, and then we can all enjoy the show."